that a reasonable presentation would be about $19 per. And we have a pretty good number of people. So it'd be around $7.90 to have an 8 by 10 plaque with a statement that I put together to try to express appreciation for your years of service to this district. So I'm bringing it to the board. You want to think about it, and then next week vote on it. If there is an acceptance of this, I would have those made, and possibly at the October meeting invite those who wish to come and receive it from the board. And then the others, of course, we would see that it would be delivered to them. But I really feel that when folks give their professional life to a school district or to any factory or what have you, and most businesses do recognize, I think. Things may have changed because of the economic picture, but $20 to say thank you for 38 years of service, I don't feel is inordinate. In fact, if you were not a gracious board, I would pay for it myself. But I think when you think about it, it's something you will allow me to proceed.
I have no problem with that. We used to do it, as a matter of fact, years ago until the accountability regulations came in, and then we were told we couldn't.
Well, that's what the board president said in Haddon Heights, so I got the law. And Carl, what you digging. And in there, it did specify things that you couldn't do, and then things that you could do.
Because I know that we had a board member that died while he was in office, and we were told we couldn't even send flowers. So we chipped in each of us.
I think if we as an organization accept that kind of, I mean, not being critical, but there is a humanity side to this, and there are things that I'm willing to.
We used to have end of the year lunch.
Yeah. There are districts that still do that.
Yes, if I may, yes, I wholeheartedly share with your idea because last year I brought up my question about what should we do, anything we can do for our retirees. Because it's made no sense. We invest $100 million in our education, and we not allow to recognize people contribution the lifetime to educate our kids. It quite doesn't make it up. So I really strong, if we had to firm up or work around whatever it is to recognize our educators, because yes, really send a really powerful and positive message to our educators. And and you did more further research about it. This $19 per retiree. I mean, yes, it's so well justified why we should do something about it. And I really is imploring all board members really take serious consideration about it, because we say now got to be coherent message. Strong educated, at the same time people work for 37 years and walk away, and because we understand it because of regulation, but I really think regulation that we consider of some kind of element really humanity and also really fairness in front of relationship.
If the board desires, I will give you a opinion letter on the issue.
Hey, what?
An opinion letter on the issue.
If there should be some kind of question somewhere down the line, I'd be responsible. You have this debate. One of the things that irritates me about education today is the fact that those who are in the decision-making position, I'm not talking about here, they don't understand we are dealing with people. We're not dealing with factories, tin cans, and automobiles. We are dealing with people. And I get a little sick and tired of edicts coming down that you can't do this, you can't do that. It is most irritating the amount of things that we have to send to the county superintendent to get approved, as though we have no idea of how to operate our school districts and to expend funds. And this is one of them. And I do understand, because I've worked in districts where there was abuse sometimes of public money and taking care of stomachs and what have you. But when we talk about a person who has given 36 years of his or her life to the service of the children of this school district, to have somebody on high say that you can't recognize them, in my opinion, is unacceptable. And if we get into a hassle on that, I will gladly take care of that myself. And I'm not trying to be gracious. I'm talking about those people are deserving of some recognition of the service that they provided to the children of this district. So that's it. I just don't want a whole lot of hassle over this issue.
I think it's a great idea, Dr. Johnson. I agree with you. We've had some people who have dedicated their entire adult life to this district, be custodians, bus drivers, teachers, whatever. And to recognize them for the $19 plaque, I agree with you. People on high should be encouraging things
That's
like
right.
that. My other question is to you, were you looking at doing some retroactive back
Yes.
to a certain point?
Well, it's going to be this year's people,
From-
10-11.
Okay.
10-11.
So the entire 10 lines?
Yes. Yes.
So there more out
I,
there?
Say that again.
more retirees out there like that we have to recognize?
Well, I'm going to go back
A year
through
ago.
10-11. We go all the way back. You know, somebody may have retired last September. That's still 10-11. That person will be recognized.
It doesn't matter the years of service they've done to the district if they're retired.
Does not matter if they're retiring. But retiring is the issue.
Right.
The number of years of so many people is the motivation.
The point is not going to get cut off yet.
No. Can't go. If they worked 3 years and gave 3 years of quality service, they weren't fired, then they're ready.
It's fine. I have no problem with it.
As I, Dr. Johnson has expressed, I think it's a great idea. Definitely want to look into it. I think an opinion letter would be a good idea. I think that it would just let us know how we're going to move. If we might have to look at an alternate route to get the money. I don't want you to put out the whole amount of money. But I definitely believe, just to be safe, get an opinion letter, and if the opinion letter says we can do it, we're going to do it, and the opinion letter says that we can't, we're going to find an alternate way to get the money. Okay?
But yeah, I would suggest if we get that letter next week, put it on the agenda, and we'll look at the letter and make a decision. We'll find it somewhere.
Okay. Thank you, I appreciate it. They will too. Great. Great.
All right,
So I'm making a list.
any other new business?
Mr. President, one of the things that Dr. Johnson and I have been talking about is trying to give to the board as a suggestion a format for your meeting agendas that is less confusing when items are brought in after the initial conference meeting, to hopefully make it so that board members have a clearer understanding if they're voting on personnel, that even if they have to add an agenda item, it stays, the idea, the concept, it stays in the area with personnel, hopefully making it more easily read by the public instead of
You can put it in sections, germane
keep
sections.
it in sections. We're investigating and looking into doing that.
I would like that too.
But we
Well, it
did,
can be done.
Yeah, I know.
we did discuss it briefly with the administrative team. They're looking at a format that was put together to see if they were comfortable with it, if they could see some ideas. They were asked if they had any ideas to enhance what we were putting forward. Hopefully, we'll be in a position to come to the board shortly with a suggestion in terms of how we believe that it can improve the agenda that we're working with and keep it to where it's more, I don't want to say logical, because what you have works. It's just much more user-friendly to follow if you know that when you're voting in one section and you're dealing with personnel, that's the time that you're dealing with personnel, and that you're not having to look through, which has been work, what you have worked, instead of having to look through when we have to add on, and now you've got the finance items that are added into it, and then the superintendent's area, you've got, it's all over. So we're trying to look to see if there's something we can bring to you as a suggestion. Ideally, this is the perfect time to do it because your meeting agenda is part of your policy. And since we are looking at all of our policies, this would be one that we would be able to bring to you and try and get incorporated, if you agreed to the format that we brought forward, incorporated in the draft policies that we have.
Absolutely. Anything that makes us, because it does jump around. One thing could be personnel, and the next thing could be buying a truck, you know. The only thing I would suggest is be easy on us, you know. Don't change all of a sudden. Have one of these and your new one, so it can ease into it, otherwise we'll be confused.
Oh, well, before we do it, we're going to give you a sample that if
Well, I would actually
becomes an
suggest that you
agreement,
take it.
we're going to take your next agenda.
Right.
That
And
we're,
do them both.
put the one in the one format, the one in the other, and say, okay, this is what we're suggesting it look like. First, we want the administrative team, they're looking at what
Yeah.
was given to them, trying to see if
You gotta see where it
they
goes
want to
too,
tweak
yeah.
it. Then we provide it to you and say, okay, are you comfortable with this? You may have some ideas in terms of how you'd like it adjusted. To come up with something that is easier overall to follow. I know myself, I can tell you, when I'm looking into the minutes trying to figure out what letters to write and what not to write,
You have to read the whole agenda.
it's trying to locate something from previous meetings. It's very difficult. I've got to go through, and I'm not that technologically advanced yet. Nikki keeps telling me just use the search to find, and she has to show me how to do it. So, but in that way, when somebody wants to look at the minutes of the board or wants to look at the agenda, they know everything that's with finance is in finance, whether it's the business meeting, the conference meeting, it's there.
I guess as a basic, you still have a secretary's report that
Oh,
will
yeah.
cover certain items.
Everything
and
that is in
superintendent.
your current agenda, what we're suggesting, and trying to come up with something, is that you don't leave anything out that you have, but just keep it. And the numbering scheme would change.
So what I'm saying is, it wouldn't be one agenda combining both of your reports. You would still have a separate section in there for things that are your responsibility
Completely.
directly, and Dr. Johnson, or the superintendent,
I
would have a
yes.
separate section for
Exactly,
items that were.
same
Categorized.
concept that you have,
Right.
just trying to tweak it.
Sounds like a great idea.
Okay, any other new business?
At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to the school business administrator, Mr. Oberg.
Thank you. We will have the minutes as listed. Ask you to take action on that next week.